So good morning, welcome to Weaves of Waves podcast and live radio. I have the Weaves of Waves live radio on as well, so both of them are on at the same time. So I'm doing this as a video to upload to YouTube because I like YouTube. YouTube scares the fuck out of me. There are so many voices in the darkness right now. I don't expect to be heard. But I'm still going to do it because this is what I want to do. I want to see how far I can take this. And it's not for you, it's for me. So it's my own little journey. So it's a beautiful, sunshiny morning in Somerset, on the Somerset levels. And my pussycat's here with me. So I've got my company. He's just nearly rolled off. And I'm also doing this live on my radio station. So I'm not very good at the video stuff, I'm not very good at the tech, but I'm learning. So the more and more I do, my last video apparently the words didn't sync up. That's because I was doing it from my phone as the camera to my computer, and there was obviously a delay. So this one is straight to phone, which I've got this lovely laptop and it doesn't work as I want it to do, but I need to get the camera fixed, and apparently that means taking it into an Apple shop, which aren't necessarily open during lockdown. So we will play the game that we've been given with the technology that we're using. And yeah, the nature outside is important for me. So it's like this is the time of Imbolic, and I've been getting, I don't know, I've got to get back into the cycles. You see, for many years I've practiced my own sort of witchcraft, which means basically you take a look round and you go out and you explore and you feel and you explore sacred sites and you explore landmarks that are like springs and stone circles and Cernabis giant, which is the big naked man on the hill, and the horses in Calne and things like that. So I've done this around the world. I lived in South Africa, I crossed the states in a camper van, I've lived in Greece and Jordan and all over the place, and I've always sort of been drawn to these special points. Now, as an acupuncturist or as an ex-acupuncturist, I'm aware that the meridian lines of the body has acupuncture points. So it's like the meridian lines of the earth have acupuncture points as well. So these would be where you would find a stone circle or a sacred spring, or something like even a church, because they built a lot of churches on where the old sacred sites are. So one of the things I've been doing recently is plotting out the St. Michael's line. There's a book, The Sun and the Stone, and it's not bad. What I didn't realise is that the stone, the line is not a straight line, nor is it sort of like I don't know, that sort of wide. It actually gets really wide and it wiggles all over the landscape, which is not quite what meridians do, but okay. I'm not a dowser. I've never really gone out dowsing, and the people that wrote this book are obviously quite good at the dowsing side of things. So yes, the land is very sacred to me and special. This is where I get my magic from. It's where I get my strength from. When everything else lets you down, the sun rises the next day, even if it's behind the clouds, the sky is still there and the earth is still beneath your feet. And as a gardener, I sort of have to be aware of the seasons. I can't garden right now, so the time is to sleep and stay inside anyway. But I'm not very good at that. So what I'm looking at is basically Candlemas. This is the old Candlemas. This is Imbolic. It's basically the time of lambing. So Imbolic is when the first milk flows. I think that's where the word comes from. And it's usually around February the 2nd. Now I'm saying usually. If you start looking into the dates and the Gregorian calendar, it really messes up. Now I'm not very good at that, but I will go with somebody else's expertise. And I would say that the time of the year is about February the 4th. Which, let's have a look, February the 4th, what's the date today? You see, I'm well on lockdown time, aren't I? I don't know what the day of the week is, well, it's Monday, but I don't know what the date is. The date today is 25th. Okay, so in other words, we are looking at, so next Thursday week. But I hope to go out, I'm going to go out on next Sunday night, and I'm going to sort of walk the land, because it's necessary. It's just necessary to reconnect. when all the world is going insane, and it is fucking going insane. This is so insane, it is illogical, it does not compute. Anybody who knows my Facebook posts knows that I have had a hard time adapting to the changes in this world. And I always prided myself on the fact that I can adapt to anything. No. No, I can't. This state is like, what the heck, what the fuck is going on? So I need to go back and reconnect with the land. It was beautiful on Saturday going for a walk. We've done this all last summer or last year, to go out for long hikes. And I got a Fitbit on my my parents bought me a watch, Fitbit watch, so it marks my steps. And we did about 8,000 steps. No, it wasn't that much. So yeah, I've got to get it up to 10,000. Apparently, that's one of the aims. But absolutely, I'm going to walk around here as much as I can. I've also got a bicycle, but I'm not sure I want to do that on the ice. I'm not that confident as a cyclist, so we will see how that works. But yes, getting connected again. It's important to find what is important. It's finding what is important to you. And I miss my children. They're no longer children, they're teenagers, but I've missed big chunks of their life last year. I can't visit. So yeah, there is part of me that's grieving for that. They will always be my babies, but I have to recognise that they are now teenagers growing into their own, doing their own thing that does not include me at all. And yeah, there's aches and pains there. But I can't go back to them. Okay, you can't rewind. We make the decisions and choices, and I still believe the choices I made was in their benefit. Whether it was to my benefit, well, I hope so. But I love life as it is. I suppose I'm very happy in my field right now, and eventually, I've been reading the memes, and the memes say, going back to normal sounds like when I win the lottery. And yeah, it does. I don't think there will be sort of new normal. There's a new normal. It won't be back to the normal. I watch and read an awful lot of alternative news. So my news is not BBC and Sky and CNN. I haven't a clue what they're spouting on about. I will listen to a little bit of the radio, and geesh, it sounds an awful lot of frightened people out there. And as you've seen from my previous videos, I'm not immune to it. I cannot comply. I don't comply. I cannot wear a mask. I have a little special snowflake badge. So I don't get confrontations ever. I will wear my badge. My badge is the sort of the sunflower badge. I ordered that way back in July, so I knew what was coming, and I haven't had confrontations. I just go out into supermarkets when I can, and I'm quite happy to keep social distancing. I've done social distancing all my life. That's just back off, people. Just stay out of the way. But okay, I have to adapt to this, and yeah, it's, as I said, as an acupuncturist, a vaccine would not be ever my first port of call. There are so many other things. I can spout all kinds of, have you tried colloidal silver? Colloidal silver is an antiviral. You stick that in an air atomizer, and it will fill a sick room full of silver particles, which gets rid of viral particles. There are so many other things if you start looking, but I'm not medically trained. I'm not Western medically trained. Therefore, I don't feel that it's my place to advise unless asked. If you want to know, I can help, but nobody really wants to know. They're just queuing up for a vaccine, and that's a bit scary for me. I've had immune responses, autoimmune responses to vaccines. So vaccines won't be my choice. And does that mean that you are going to stop me entering a cinema or a pub? Perhaps. So yes. So we're going out on Imbolic. We as in the royal we. I'm probably all by myself, but I'm going out, and it's kind of beautiful. This is like it's like the first peep of spring. first peep of a change. So that's my intention. I wrote a rhyme. I've been writing poetry again. It's like every time I go through this, I write spells, so they're kind of like invocations. And when you've got words and you make them rhyme and flow, my grandfather taught me how to do this when I was a small kid. And it's a different way of expressing yourself. I imagine it's really boring for other people. Other people's poetry, sometimes I'm like squinting and thinking, I'm not sure if I get them. But what I have been writing it myself, just was like I've been crocheting. I got a ball of purple wool and been crocheting, and I've been always told it's not cool. These crochet things are like they're toilet roll holders. So just because they're not cool, and just because they're not something I'm going to sort of earn mega bucks for or put on an Etsy sort of thing, I'm still going to do them. Is that all right? Is it, I'm still going to just sort of, it's my time. And one of the things I find, I'm spending too much time on social media. And I've diversified. I went from Facebook to Gab. Gab was interesting, except I can't upload stuff so easily. I'm not sure why. There's Brand YouTube, there's BitChute, there's Telegram. I kind of like that one. Telegram is quite entertaining. But I'm finding I'm spending more and more time on social media. When it was just Facebook and WhatsApp, then there was less time. But okay, we just have to now, where is the quality spent? Rather than quantity, let's try the quality time. Where am I finding the most satisfaction? Because yeah, it's a food source. As an energy vampire, I would know where the food sources are. And I'm looking for a food source that, and Facebook has always been a decent food source. You can feed off Facebook. So anybody who knows that, who reads my books, will know that I've written a book called Being a Psychic Vampire. But let's, I'm trying to load the page. Of course, nothing's loading because I'm doing all this. But anyway, the poetry, that came from my grandfather. My mother does a bit. We used to do it for birthday cards. So it's kind of like using words to heal, absolutely. If you have a sick relative, you can recite a rhyme over and over. It's an old traditional method. And also if you are angry at someone, you want your power back. It's not for me to judge. I'm last person will judge on anything. But just a few. Nothing's loaded. It's just like, okay, nothing's loading. So where do we look for it? Let's see the files. I want to read you my Imbolic poem because I was kind of pleased with it. I haven't written poetry in a long time. And it's like, okay, so it would be in there. There we go. It's a very strange thing. A hidden speck. I can do that one. Here it is. I found it. There we go. Alone in a forest where I like it best. A little too... A little too cold is the usual test. The fields are getting lighter in the new break of day, while the wheel shows that Imbolic is on its way. A gentle time of a peep of a new spring, coiled and hinting of new tunes to sing. No roar or a rush, just a pale golden blush, like Bridget should care that she's causing a fuss. A poignant time of promises to come, hints of different beats to play on your drum. Walking in a grove or a sacred space, knowing that you are in the right time and place. A touch of a flower peeks from the earth, more and more birds sing of rebirth. The world is warming her heart one more time, and it makes me smile while I finish this rhyme. So on that note, I will wish you a good day, and I hope you can step outside in the sunshine or even if it's not sunny where you are, just step outside and take a deep breath. Take care. Bye now.